Hey guys, what's up? I still don't have an intro, I'm sorry about that. But today I wanted to make a commentary about the scariest experience I've ever had. Now, this happened about 4 months ago, and it happened in a town where not the best things happen. But basically it was me, my girlfriend, and her two friends, and there was all this hype around this one place in town that just was haunted. It was supposed to be a haunted house, right? And this place has been abandoned ever since I was a kid. I remember it being abandoned, and I never thought that it would be used for what I guess it's actually used for. So we ended up driving. We didn't drive the whole way there. We drove to a bridge, and we walked across the bridge, and then we ended up walking on the street that leads straight towards the haunted house, right? And so we're walking down the road, and we're kind of just talking, and my friend has his light on his phone so we can see. And in the distance, we saw literally 20 teenagers, maybe a little older, maybe in their 20s. 20 people turned the corner and started walking towards us. They had flashlights. They were all kind of laughing. They seemed like they were like on drugs or something, I swear to God. But anyways, at this point in time, I was literally shitting my pants because I didn't know what the fuck to do. These people could have had knives and they could have stabbed the shit out of me and I could be dead. I don't know. It was really scary. But anyways, so they started walking towards us, and one of them looked at my girlfriend's friend and was like, "Hey man, you better get that light out of my face." Like, it was pissing him off. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared because there was probably 10 guys there compared to 2. You know, I would have gotten my ass kicked. But he told him to turn the light off, and obviously, you know, he got it out of his face and everything. And they just kept walking by, and then I remember one girl was like, "Have a good night." So we kept walking, and we were going to actually inspect this house. We were right near the house at this point in time. And we were right in the front of the house, right? And you could tell it was completely abandoned. But we were just sitting there, right? And we were gonna inspect it, and we were just kind of deciding where we were gonna go in. And then all of a sudden we started hearing like banging sounds. Like, it literally sounded like someone was smashing shit out of a wall. And we heard it from the front of the house. And we really did not know what to do at all, so we basically just ran away because it was eerie as shit. And then when we got about halfway down the road, we turned around and there was this kid on his bike, and there was a bunch of people outside the front of the house. And this kid was just going back and forth on his bike to make sure we didn't come. So we were walking down the road, and it turns out that they had actually been like following us. There was actually people pulling up next to us, and that were going really, really slow. And there, you could tell that the car was full of teenagers. So we ran away, and we ended up finding this factory, and it had a really big lot right in front of it, and it had this huge bush right out front, and you couldn't really see through it because it was really like overgrown with just a lot of vegetation. So we hid in there, and I really honestly don't think that they saw us, but they ended up pulling in the lot, right? And 2 guys got out, and it scared the shit out of us so bad we just ended up running because I didn't want to take any chances of them finding us. I didn't know if they were gonna fucking stab the shit out of me or not. I didn't know what they were gonna do. So we ended up running the complete opposite way that they were, and we ended up running into someone's yard, and we hid behind some trees, and they got back in the car and they left. At this point, we literally just want to go back home, but we actually ended up seeing more kids that were still like looking for us, and they were across the street, and they were just like looking at us and like pointing and shit. So we ended up running to this other completely different spot in the same lot. There was a spot right between the road and this overgrown like bushy area where we could kind of sit and like watch the road, but we were kind of covered by trees and shit, so no one could really see us. And so we were fucking scared, right? There were people looking for us. I honestly didn't know if they were gonna stab the shit out of me, or just beat the shit out of me, or take my money and my wallet, or whatever it may be. I was scared, right? And 4 people against like what, 20? I would not last at all. I would get the shit kicked out of me completely. So we ended up getting really scared, and we're calling my girlfriend's sister to come and get us, right? And she's not the best with directions, I guess you could say, and it literally took her so long. And in the meantime, we see this other car that pulls up on the side of the road, and we think it's her. So we almost got spotted too, because we were like looking and we noticed it was the kids again in their car, and they were still looking for us. So we just laid low, and it was scary. And they ended up actually driving away, but they were 10 feet from us. We were just covered by a little hill, and so they ended up leaving. And her sister actually ended up coming with a police officer because we told her exactly what happened, and the police officer was like asking us a bunch of questions, and we were answering, and I was telling him who I was and where I was from. And he actually said that 2 weeks prior to this, a bunch of kids stabbed some other kid in that same area. Like, there was gang violence where some kid got stabbed in the same area we were. And honestly, that scared the shit out of me, and I was like, alright, I'm never going back there again. I don't care if it's a haunted house and it's cool or whatever. I'm not going back. But, anyways, that's easily the scariest thing that has ever happened to me, by far. And I don't know, it's really scary whenever there are a bunch of people trying to come after you and, like, you don't know what's gonna happen. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys have a really good Thanksgiving. Please leave a like, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends. Please keep watching my videos. Thank you guys, and have a good night. Peace.